Hello, I'm Dave Tosh, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. I'm here today at the Senior Center with a couple of our longtime residents and I'd say fairly new members of the Senior Center, Jay and Diane Young. I think a lot of the folks that have been in this community probably know who they are. You may not recognize them with all this masking going on, but after they start talking, I think that you'll realize who they are for sure. I've really enjoyed my time here at the Senior Center, and I think most people that know me realize that. Jay and Diane have been really great additions. I think they joined as new members about 4 years ago, something like that, and I've been here for 7. But I don't know how to say this exactly, but they're some of our younger senior members. He won't tell you, she won't tell you how old they are. But, what I thought I would do is start out by just asking them what brought them to the Senior Center, and then what you enjoyed about the Senior Center once you came out here. So, Jay, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, the reason we came was for the lunch program. We'd both retired, and you kind of get into patterns, and we just decided, well, let's go see. We've driven by this place many, many times, and we heard that it's a pretty good lunch. So we came down, and we found out not only was the food amazing, but within the lunch program, there's a lot of things that happen. You have your birthday Fridays, your Western days, your Hawaiian days. We have a lady who plays the piano. We have different groups coming in. When I say we, I'm so tied into the center, I think it's like a we thing. But it's a community, it's people. And the more we came to lunch, the more we became very comfortable here. And that was the beginning. Dinner?
Yeah, I had been interested in the Senior Center for some time because my grandmother belonged. And she belonged at the time when it was down by the YMCA. So years ago, and I used to drop her off down there. And she was very involved. She kind of considered herself the social director. She would tell people where to go and where to sit, and so I was very interested in that. Then my mom came for a short time and did their exercise program here. So when we retired, we decided to come down and give it a try, and we found a home here. We were able to help with different things, activities, and enjoy the activities that the Senior Center has to offer.
Yeah, so from that beginning, from our coming in and seeing what happened, we started thinking, well, maybe we can help a little. Besides just going for lunch, maybe there are some things we can do. And so I noticed that the kitchen seemed to have a lot of activity, and I started to volunteer by taking dishes and cleaning them off, and evolved into the kitchen itself, where I was able to help back there. And that led to other things, because this is not just a one-trick pony. Besides this incredible lunch and people that you see on a daily basis, there are a tremendous amount of activities. Like Diane alluded to, they have exercises in the morning. We used to do Pilates together here, and then they have card games going on. They have the pool tables and the bingo and book clubs and the thrift shop. This is a plethora of activity. It's like a little beehive. And if you only concern yourself with one little corner, you don't realize how large and voluminous this place can be, and all the tremendous opportunities to get involved. You become a senior, and there's a tendency sometimes to become a little isolated. You fall into these daily routines. By coming here, you not only see people, you get to do so much, and I think that keeps you young. I mean, I'm a pretty old 45-year-old, but being here is just a great place to be.
So I know the both of you, you didn't even mention this much at all yet. Volunteers, you're two of our really key volunteers, and how much that helps us here and how important that is. You've helped with some of our larger special events like our crab feed. You've done some of our dances in terms of serving the food and helping clean up and all of that. Could you talk to what would you say is a benefit to you about volunteering here?
Well, I really enjoy it. We meet a lot of people. That's a big benefit. We hear a lot of stories about people's lives. We have some very fascinating people that belong, and they have great stories. You feel connected to a community, and so I think that's really important to find that as you retire and you lose your work family, then you create another family outside of that.
Yeah, I would echo what Diane says. There are some really interesting people there, and you think about everything that they've gone through and the stories they have to tell. Benefit to me is I taught at the high school for a while, and I enjoy people, I enjoy helping, and this has given me the opportunity to keep helping. Those different events like the crab feed, where you've got a tremendous amount of people coming through here, you just get involved and you get in there, and it's a wonderful feeling. I miss it at this point because of what we're going through. I truly miss coming down here and helping out.
Well, and Diane, you've organized some friends of yours. You were in the banking industry for quite a few years, and different banks, and you decided it would be a great place to have gatherings of your former co-workers, and we enjoy having groups come out. We make it as comfortable as we can. So we love to have groups come out for lunch, especially. Did you want to say anything more about that kind of thing?
Yes, I've enjoyed that a lot. As my coworkers, another lady and I organized these. As we decided we wanted to get together, we needed a place that we had parking, because some of our coworkers are up in years now, and so we needed good parking, flat parking. We needed a place where we could sit around and visit and not feel pressured to move along. And so this has worked out great for us. We usually have about 25 to 30 people come, and we're able to sit around and talk as long as we want after the meal is served. And so that's been really fun, very beneficial to us as a group, and I would highly recommend it for other groups that want to do something like that. And it's reasonable, which is the other thing.
Yeah, we try to make the place as convenient as we can. Some days, we are busier than others, and so we try to schedule things and make it all work for everybody. Jay has been here on some of our big lunch days and actually participates with some of our themes. Did you want to mention a couple of the theme days that you really enjoy?
Yes, the bigger days, it gets pretty hectic here because usually we're serving 110, 120 people. On these big days, it can go up to 180, 190. So you have to set up extra chairs, extra tables. And then on the Hawaiian days, for a good time, we'll sing a little Hawaiian music. I've worn a hula skirt. I've tried to include one time we did a song, Tiny Bubbles, and my friend in the kitchen, Tim Myrtle, he had a little bubble machine. So he would be running the bubbles, we'd be singing, and it just engages the people. And then I'm from Germany, and so I still know my German. During Christmas time, we sing German Christmas carols. Again, it's just a way of getting people involved. When Dave's gone, bless his heart, he's allowed me to kind of take over a little bit, and let me tell a joke or two, and just kind of, you're never going to. Dave is amazing. You're never going to replace him. But it is a pleasure, my pleasure, to be able to come in and help out when that takes place.
Well, just to give you a little bit of perspective, and of course, if you've been in the community any length of time, you probably know the Youngs. I think there's very few occasions where somebody my age or younger, and I won't tell you how old I am, very few that went to school here, very few don't remember Jay Young as Mr. Young. He doesn't like to be referred to as Mr. Young. I've caught several of them trying to do that. But I do find it amazing that those who've been in the community for that length of time remember him as their history teacher. And Mr. Young was a really good teacher, according to all of them. I'm not sure what all that's about because, I just find it really interesting. And of course, when names slip my mind, I just ask Jay, well, who is that person? And he'll remember. I can't keep track of all the names all the time, but he is a big help that way. And the other thing I just wanted to mention, a lot of folks in our community that drive by this building, they might do some business at the post office or the bank or what have you, driving down Maple Street, look at this building and are not sure what this building is, even though there's a sign outside. A lot of people believe that it possibly is a rest home and it's not somewhere where they want to frequent or check out. And so we've got another couple that Jay has known over a long period of time that tell the story about how they drove by one day and they kept thinking it was a rest home, but then saw a little sign that said thrift store. And they thought they should go check out the thrift store, and they get into the thrift store and then realize there's some noise. So they had to come down the hallway and check out the noise. Well, it just happened to be lunchtime, and the piano was going, and the room was full of people, and we were serving lunch. And that's when the light came on that this isn't a rest home. There's stuff going on here. But yet I am amazed at the number of people that have lived in this community for a long time and still aren't aware of what it is. And I'm told that this word senior has some kind of a stigma attached to it. I don't want to take up this whole interview, but what I'm trying to get at is that you guys had no hesitation about coming out here right after you retired and got involved. Maybe you can expound on that just a little bit as to...
Well, like I say, I've been very familiar with the senior center because of my grandmother was involved, and then my mother. And I would really encourage people, when you go by, if you have a few minutes, stop. Come in. Of course, right now we're in a different kind of a time, but when we get open back up, come in, take a look, see what's going on, ask some questions, ask someone to show you around. There's a lot going on here. There's some really good friends to make here, and I think that you'll be very pleasantly surprised.
I'm going to echo what Dave said for a second before I answer that. But I have had people ask me, how many beds do you guys have up there for people? And I'm going, beds? It's an activity. It's senior activity. So Dave's right. There's some misconceptions. But from the moment we came in the door that first day and had our lunch, and Dave came right over, and I think he does this all the time with new folks that come over, he sat with us. From that first day, we felt comfortable. And over the years, the people we've met, the friends we've made, it's pretty amazing. And it enlightens your life. It keeps you moving forward. And maybe that's a slogan, the senior center keeps you moving forward. But it really does. And you can't put anything on that feeling of community. And so we not only do we enjoy helping, but we reap a lot of benefits by being here ourselves. So it's very symbiotic.
Well, we're an organization that's been blessed with people like Jay and Diane, and the reason is they participate and they get to know people. If they don't know them already, they're very open of sitting down, getting to know folks. And I see a lot of that here, and I think there's a lot of people sitting at home that just need a little prodding or a little advice maybe to get them out here and find out what we are all about. And I just want to thank Jay and Diane for all that they do here.